All right, we're going to compare this Amoowa mini projector versus this Xgimi Mogo Pro, and we're going to take a look. And here is the visual comparison. Can you guess which is which? Can you give you a second to see if you can guess which is which? But you can see the difference, and I don't know if you can tell, but I know you're because one of the things when a lot of people when they use cameras to record, they don't turn off some of the automatic adjustments. And so what that does is give you a better picture than what it actually is in real life. In real life, these images are a little bit more faded than what you're seeing, just a little bit. It's not as saturated as what you're seeing. It's just a little bit lighter than what you're seeing. Now, the one on the right, that is the Amoowa, and we are under ambient light conditions, as you can see. And both of them do pretty good as far as brightness is concerned. The Amoowa has a small brightness adjustment. You can go to high, standard, or power mode, which is essentially low. But I have it on standard, and it's pretty good out of the box. The colors are good. The image is good. It is a little pixelated in comparison to the Mogo Pro, which is a 1080 resolution, and you can kind of see the difference. And I know that watching news footage isn't the best because their feed, it's not in high quality, but it's about the only thing that you can show, so you don't get copyrighted. But you can see the difference. And in the middle, you can see where they kind of overlap a little bit. But you can just take a look at the clarity. The Amoowa is a little bit pixelated. Again, it's a 480 projector, and we're going to zoom in on the words, on the letters here. And you can kind of tell on the Amoowa how it's a little bit pixelated. You can see the choppy blocks as opposed to the Mogo Pro, which is a lot smoother. It's smoother, it's finer. And there's a lot more adjustments available on the Mogo Pro as far as brightness, contrast, saturation, even the tint, the hue. You can adjust all that. There's a lot more adjustability. The Mogo Pro is definitely more sophisticated, has a lot more features and options, but you're also talking about a higher price. The Mogo Pro comes in about $500, whereas this Amoowa, I nabbed it on sale for 130 bucks, and it's not bad for 130 bucks. But they've since raised the price, and now it's close to $200, which I think I think it's a little bit. They should keep it at 130, and it would be a great buy. At nearly $200, I think it's like $190. It's not bad. It's better than some of the other comparable projectors in that price range. I would have to say it's probably better than those because there are some other ones like this Dragon Touch Z1. That's also a 480 projector, and the picture quality is pretty close to it, but that one's a little bit overpriced. So I think they're trying to, maximize their profits by, jacking up the price, but at the same time being lower than the competition. But I think ultimately they're shooting themselves in the foot because, when people see a higher price tag, they have to think about it and they have to look at it and research it and. They're like, okay, just a few bucks more. I can get this one, and this offers this, and blah, 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 so on and so forth. But at a lower price point, people won't think about it very much. They'll see the specs, they'll see everything, and go, oh, I'm going to get it. So I think Amoowa is not. They make other projectors, but they're not as well known as some of the other companies, especially Xgimi. Xgimi's probably one of the leaders in the projector market. They're making a name for themselves, just like Anchor. Are you feeling sluggish? But these are all within affordable price range because if you want to jump up to some of the other ones, they like BenQ, they're kind of old. They have some pretty good projectors, but they're big and bulky. They do have a lot more variety. But when it comes to a great picture, affordable price, Some of these newer companies are not as old as some of the other ones. They're becoming very good, and this is the difference here between a 1080 Mogo Pro and a 480 Amoowa. The Amoowa is pretty good for what it is, and it is tiny. It is literally probably a third of the size, almost a quarter of the size of the Mogo Pro. I'd say a third. And it's not bad, just out of the box. But like I said, it is 480 and is a little bit pixelated. But this is a quick look at the difference. And of course, the Mogo Pro gives you a better picture, but you're talking about something that costs almost 4 times as much, definitely over 3 times as much, but close to 4 times as much. But then again, it does have a lot of features. Now, both of them have batteries, but those batteries on both last about 45 minutes before you get the low battery warning. The claims on a lot of these projectors saying that it'll go 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. Some of the bigger ones with bigger batteries might, but these smaller units that claim to do 2 hours or an hour and a half, not even close. You're talking about half that time, 45 minutes before I get the low battery warning. So this is a quick look at these two. Both of them are not bad for the money. And if you want, this Amoowa is surprisingly good. It's surprisingly good. I'm pretty happy with it, especially at the price point that I purchased it at. But the Xgimi Pro, the Mogo Pro, definitely a good projector for the money. And then, there's, I guess, if you want to look at the price point, that one is about 190 now. The Amoowa is priced at 190. The Mogo Pro is about 500. There's another one that comes in, and it's pretty good. And I believe it comes in around 300, but there's a sale price. You can get it roughly about 250, 300. It just depends. It goes up and down depending on, whatever sales or whatever they offer. And that is this. This is the Wimius Q1. And it is pretty good. Pretty good for the price and all the features that it offers. Very good. Very, very good. Now, the difference in quality, the Amoowa offers electronic focusing, and so does the Mogo Pro, so does the Wimius Q1. They all connect to Wi-Fi, have Bluetooth, all that stuff, but the Mogo Pro is a higher quality projector and works a lot smoother, more consistently, whereas the other two have hiccups along the way. They don't quite work exactly the way they should, and they have issues with their remote controls. The Amoowa, once you hook up the remote control, works fine when it's paired and when the unit's on. But as soon as you go to power it off, you can't power it back on with the remote. You have to go through the whole menu system, do a factory reset to get it to hook up again. So there's a big issue with the remote control in the Amoowa. On the Wimius Q1, the remote, once your device is on, it's tricky to power it on. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But once it's on, you have relatively pretty good control over it. It's just turning it on is the problem. That seems to be an issue. Turning it off, powering down, it's not a problem. So Amoowa has the same kind of issue. You can't power it on. So there's some kind of connectivity that's lost during that time. And I'm going to end the video here. I'm just showing the news footage. This is Ann Heche. She passed away. I don't want to show this footage, but this is a quick look at these projectors. Any of them are great, but, one comes in about 200, the other one comes in about 300, 350, the other one comes in about 500. Any of these are pretty good for the money. They're pretty good.